it's a little strange how some people say, but where's the proof? Where's the photo? Where's the this? Where's the that? And I keep thinking to myself, did anybody realistically think they would let Dave Grush out of the Pentagon with a piece of spacecraft or a photo of an alien or something like that? And I think it's important for us to talk about this because I'm up all the time. Where's the proof is what I guess what people back in the 80s, we had a presidential campaign and one of the candidates said to the other, where's the beef? Right. Because that was a commercial for Wendy's hamburgers. Well, where's the beef? In other words, when people are saying, okay, I listened to him, he talks a good fight, where's the proof? Let's answer that question. Where is the proof right now?
Okay, what we know is that Grush is constrained. He's not allowed by virtue of the fact that he's under an oath to protect the national security of the United States. He's not allowed to reveal things that are classified, top secret, compartmented intelligence. And it's clear that the paperwork, the photographs, the individuals that he interviewed as part of his investigations into the program, into the legacy crash retrieval program, it's very, very clear that those things are classified. They're protected by the Title 50 classification, security classification, which is the classification that protects special access programs, America's biggest secrets, and covert action. And so he may very well, I know he does, he'd love to scream out more of what he knows. But what he has done, and we keep on making this point, and it's kind of lost on a lot of people, he has testified in detail to the Inspector General of the Intelligence Service about exactly what he knows, the things that are classified, because the Inspector General of the Intelligence Service, of course, enjoys that kind of compartmented, very high security clearance. And moreover, and this is a point I emphasized in the interview post-show, and it's completely lost on people like Nick West, who keeps on rabbiting on the press release from the lawyers for Mr. Grush. The press release from Mr. Grush's lawyers is utterly irrelevant because the Inspector General of the intelligence community did an investigation into Mr. Grush's reprisal complaint. And in the course of that investigation, we know that witnesses came forward from the legacy crash retrieval program and gave evidence under oath to the Inspector General, attesting not only to the veracity of Mr. Grush's claims about the unfair reprisals and the illegalities that had been committed against him, but also to the existence of the crash retrieval reverse engineering program. So this evidence that everybody is clamoring for is with one of the most important oversight agencies in the United States intelligence community, the Inspector General of the Intelligence Community. And it's also with the Senate Select Committee for Intelligence, and it's also with the House Permanent Select Committee for Intelligence, the HPSI. So both of those key oversight committees in the House, as much as they are allowed to, because there's constraints on who in the committee can actually hear this evidence, because it's so sensitive, they've been briefed into what Mr. Grush knows. So I can appreciate everybody wants the blueprints for the TR3B as fast as possible, and I'm only being flippant here, but if Mr. Grush's allegations are correct, there is technology in the possession of the US government that is very highly classified. And whilst he's allowed to reveal the existence of that technology, he's not allowed to detail a lot of the stuff about how he knows about it. And it's kind of odd. It's a double standard, Bryce, because if you think about the very people who are carping on now in the mainstream media about how there's no evidence, there's nothing to prove this, and I'm talking here about some of the establishment newspapers in the United States, those same establishment newspapers were quite happy to be lickspittles to the intelligence establishment back in the early 2000s when there were false claims being spread by the intelligence community that Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction. And my country, Australia, and yours went off to war in Iraq on the false pretext that there were WMDs in the Iraqi desert somewhere. And we did that on the basis of supposedly informed anonymous intelligence sources, whom it subsequently emerged had no bloody idea what they were talking about. They were wrong. So you've got this double standard in the media where the media on one hand appears very happy all time to rabbit the assertions made by unnamed intelligence officials. But because it's this controversial subject of UAPs, they go, oh, no, we can't possibly investigate David Grush's allegations because, well, there's no evidence.
No.
Well, they were quite happy to champion and be lickspittles to the march to war in 2003, 2002. And the reality is they didn't have evidence back then either, but they were quite happy to unquestioningly run the assertions made by the intelligence establishment. And what I'm saying is people need to start bringing in their critical faculties and asking the question, well, of course the government's going to try and keep this quiet. Of course they're going to try and sit on this information. And the only way that's going to change is with pressure.